Hi, this is Grandad Jack, and I'm back to show you how I put those arbors in. This is a video showing how I do it and a simple way to put an arbor in. To start with, I have to dig a few holes, which is pretty easy. I don't dig them very deep, about a foot in depth. I just do a basic measurement. The arbor is 4 feet by 5 feet, so 1.2 by 1.5 roughly speaking, and it's basically measured out on the ground with my tape. Make a marking with some marking paint, and then dig the holes where the posts are going to go. In this case, the ground was quite rocky or gravelly, so I had to use a crowbar to loosen it all up first before I could dig it out. I separate the grass and the gravel so I can use the gravel later to mix the concrete with. I like to keep the hole nice and square as I dig down. That's where the crowbar is good, because you can get straight sides on the hole when you dig the dirt out with the shovel. The reason I don't go very deep with holes also is because there's really no uplift with wind, and the structure is self-braced, so it can't really go anywhere. The weight of it keeps it there, plus the plants that grow over it. In this case, I'm going to concrete it in though, just to make sure it stays put. I've showed how to build the arbor on a previous video. Shows me how I pre-cut it, pre-painted it and put it together. So once I've delivered it to site, I just stand one side up, and I've actually propped this against the building with a brace and then leveled it to make sure it was straight, and that keeps it straight when I put the other one on, because I lever it on with a piece of wood from the one that's already in. I've trimmed the bottom off the second one, cut a little bit off it to make sure it's the same height as the first one, and then I prop that in place and put up the first piece of timber that goes across the front. I initially hold the piece of wood up with a quick grip clamp, and then it's easy to screw the bugle screws or the batten screws in to hold it. I usually put 4 screws in, make sure it holds it well. I check the level again both ways, and now it's ready to concrete the post in place. I just use the gravel that I dug out of the hole because it's very gravelly anyway. When I dug the hole, I put the grass piece from the top aside to one side and kept the gravel separate, and that way it mixes up easily with a shovel full of cement. I mix it as a dry mix first, and then I put some water in and mix it up until it's a nice slurry that can be put into the holes. Once the concrete is in the holes, you can leave it to set. It doesn't take that long to go off. I leave the brace on the arbor while the concrete is setting. That just holds it in place. So at this point now we can put the top pieces on. I just space them at about 1 foot apart or 30 centimeters, and then just screw them on with batten screws. And I do one side at a time and put all the screws in for that one side. So the top now is all in place and screwed on with batten screws, and it's pretty much finished. I've just got to add the brackets on in this case, and those are being painted a different colour to give it a bit of a contrast. So that's how I put in my arbor, and these plants now can grow over the top and they'll look really beautiful, especially when the flowers are all out. So that's been another episode of Grandad Jack. I hope you've enjoyed this video on how I put in my arbor. I really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to my channel. And I love to bring you all sorts of things that I like to make and create. So see you soon.